Hello, my name is Aysu Selçuk and I am FIP Police Practice and Compliance Manager. I would like to introduce you to the two CPD Bites episodes on targeted hygiene in the home in the combat against antimicrobial resistance. In the first CPD Bite episode, Professor Tracy Tronley from the United Kingdom will define targeted hygiene and describe how it works. She will explore 9 key moments in our daily lives when harmful microbes are most likely to be spreading. In the second episode, she will explore the role of targeted hygiene on antimicrobial resistance and signpost to guidelines and best practices on targeted hygiene. Welcome to the first episode.
Due to significant advances in microbiome science over the past 2 decades, we are at the brink of a paradigm shift regarding the role of microbes in disease and health, from the germ theory of disease to the microbial theory of health. This shift will necessitate a change in the approaches that we take to design targeted infection control. In particular, we will need to leverage our knowledge of the microbiome when attempting to reduce the risk posed by infectious agents through use of targeted hygiene and by fostering and balancing exposure to naturally diverse microbial communities. Recent advances in microbiome science have shifted the focus from the germ theory of disease to the microbial theory of health. This new understanding emphasizes the importance of preserving the natural balance of beneficial microbes in preventing infections. Targeted hygiene plays a key role in this shift by focusing on reducing exposure to harmful pathogens while maintaining the body's natural microbiome. Targeted hygiene is an evidence-based hygiene policy that is employed to prevent transmission of pathogens and the transmission of infectious diseases through targeting only sites, surfaces, and practices that are considered high risk for pathogen transmission. Targeted hygiene also discourages the indiscriminate use of broad-spectrum microbiocides for lower-risk activities and surfaces. The goal is to reduce unnecessary exposure to antimicrobial agents that can disrupt the microbiome while still effectively managing the risk of pathogen transmission at high-risk sites. Targeting those surfaces at high risk for pathogen transmission, acquisition by hosts, and applying appropriate decontamination practices form the basis for an evidence-based hygiene policy known as targeted hygiene. The historical approach to pathogen reduction on environmental surfaces has involved attempts to indiscriminately reduce microbes naturally present in those areas without regard for whether those represent low or high-risk surfaces. Conversely, targeted hygiene, a technique that uses evidence-based risk assessment, considers the hazard, i.e. the probability of pathogens being present at key moments of contact, and the exposure, the probability of the spread of pathogens that may cause infections, and uses the information collected from such analysis to inform when and how hygienic practices should be conducted. An important aspect of targeted hygiene is hygienic cleaning, as opposed to visible cleaning, to break the chain of infection. This is achieved using hygiene procedures, products plus processes to reduce pathogenic microorganisms on critical surfaces to a level where they are no longer harmful to health, thereby preventing ongoing spread. Common touch surfaces such as doorknobs, toilet flush handles, faucet handles, remote control devices, shared desks, digital devices, and light switches represent an especially high risk of dissemination of infectious agents throughout indoor spaces. Infectious agents have been found to survive on indoor environmental surfaces for extended periods, sometimes remaining for days or months. The surfaces with the highest risk of transmitting pathogens, and which are therefore the critical control points in the transmission of infection, are the hands and common touch surfaces, food contact surfaces, and the cleaning utensils used on these surfaces. These surfaces can harbour pathogens for extended periods of time and facilitate the spread of infection. High-risk environmental surfaces may serve as reservoirs for infectious agents, deposited following shedding from humans or domestic animals, or arising from contaminated raw meats, fruits, and vegetables. These surfaces include kitchen counters, bathroom fixtures, and common touch surfaces where pathogens can persist for extended periods, increasing the risk of transmission. Targeted hygiene provides a framework to address all types of infection risks: respiratory, skin, intestinal, etc., by communicating when, where, and how to practice hygiene, but also provides a tool for building hygiene understanding and resilience. Microbiological and behavioral assessment suggests that there are 9 key moments in our daily lives when harmful microbes are most likely to be spreading, such that when we become exposed, we become infected. Establishing a when, where, how framework works to build resilience to change because it is common to all hygiene-related infectious diseases. It enables the public to easily understand, adapt, and respond to enhanced or intensified hygiene advice when necessary. The 9 moments of hygiene are during food handling, whilst eating with fingers, using the toilet and changing a nappy, coughing, sneezing, and nose blowing, touching surfaces frequently touched by other people, handling and laundering dirty clothing and household linens, caring for domestic animals, handling and disposing of refuse, and caring for an infected family member.
Thank you, Professor Tracy Tronley, for this informative presentation. And thank you to our audience for watching the first episode. You can watch the second episode to learn more about the topic.